And it is day 4 in a hearing for one of the officers charged in a deadly shootout that happened in Miramar. It killed 4 people, including a UPS driver.
Emotions have been high in the courtroom all week long. Local 10's Roy Ramos is live in Fort Lauderdale with more on what happened there today. Roy.
Well, the state's witness on the stand today, a Miami-Dade police officer, an officer that was at that scene as this shooting rang out, and an officer who fired his weapon. The state really trying to show that officers had other options that day, while the defense is trying to paint a picture that those officers had no choice but to fire their weapons in self-defense.
Day 4 in a hearing where suspended Miami-Dade police officer Jose Mateo is trying to convince a judge he fired his weapon in self-defense. Mateo hoping under the Stand Your Ground statute his actions were justified despite 2 innocent victims who lost their lives in the shooting in Miramar nearly 6 years ago.
Did you take into consideration that in terms of your own perception, things that you're trying to see, how busy it was, both with traffic or pedestrians? Try to assess that?
Yes, as best as I could.
The state's witness, an unidentified Miami-Dade police officer who also fired his weapon into a UPS truck where armed men Lamar Alexander and Ronnie Hill were, along with Frank Ordonez, the driver they just kidnapped.
In your training, does the department provide you with use of force policies with respect to use of force and weapons? And do you have to study that in the training?
Yes.
At issue, if those officers, including this witness, followed the use of force policy. Use of force that ultimately led to the deaths of Alexander, Hill, along with innocent Ordonez and Rick Cutshaw, who was just sitting in traffic as the barrage of bullets rang out.
What did you see? How did you respond? Where were you when you responded, when you discharged your fire?
I was offset to the right with a view of the passenger door, and I received the threat, and I fired target and discharged my fire.
What kind of threat did you receive?
An individual with a firearm, sir.
This witness describing how he fired his gun, but only after he and other officers were first shot at.
He already discharged his firearm, sir.
He discharged it?
Yes.
And the defense in the process of now cross-examining that witness. Their hope is that judge will side with them and that manslaughter charge will be dismissed. We're going to head back into the courtroom and let you know what happens. For now, here in Fort Lauderdale, Roy Ramos, Local 10 News.